of playing up. Other things come in later on in life, or when you get older, or when you're in high school, or things like that. Things like drugs become what you tend to do now, because when you're playing, all you're doing is you're gratifying your nature right then. Because you're gratifying your nature, you do things like drugs, you do things like alcohol, you do other things. And, I'm not here to point fingers, I'm really not. But I will say this, because when these things become between you and God, and that's when they become problems. That's when they become a barrier and a wall built up. There's other things like, friends are not bad. But let's put it this way. If your friends control you and manipulate you and make you to decide to do something else that you're not supposed to do, they're between you and God. They really are. When they influence you, you need to give that up. It could be relationship, could be dating relationship, could be anything else. Because let me say, I've been there. It feels so good. It's something that you love doing. You love spending time with that person. Nothing wrong with that. But when are you putting God above them? When are you actually saying, you know what? I'm spending more time with God than I am with that person. When does that happen, people? When does that happen? What about things that you watch? It could be TV, it could be movies. Depends on what it is that you are letting influence you. You see, some of these things are not bad at all. But what are you letting influence you? What are you letting take control of you? You should let God be the only influence in your life. And these things should just be something that you do for fun, that you may take up a little time doing and enjoying with other people. But do not let them control you. Do not let them. Some of us are chasing it. Like that's all we want to do. Want to play video games. Nothing wrong with video games, again. But do you let it control you? Do you let it get between you and God? There's all these things that we love to do. All of them. Some of us even like school. Let me tell you this. School, that only lasts a little while. You're only going to be king or queen of school for a little while. Maybe some of you say, well, I'm not popular. Well, what do you do at school? There's a lot of things that those kids can make you do. There's gossiping, talking about other people. I'll tell you what, some of the meanest people that I know are girls. And I'm not trying to pick sides, but let me just say this. I'll give you just one example. There was a girlfriend I had, and she knew that this other girl liked me. And even though, she and I were dating, which, it's really not a big deal, but she saw fit to come and talk to me outside where this person happened to be walking by and I didn't know. And then what she did was she turned around and looked at her, grinned, waved, and kept talking to me. And she kept me turned this way where I couldn't even see this girl. And I didn't know what my girlfriend was doing. And then as she walked by, I was still talking, and my girlfriend was just, okay, whatever, and left. How mean can you guys be? I mean, there's a lot of things that can keep us between God. But you guys, none of that is worth it. None of this is going to be around when God comes. None of it. Let me tell you something else. No one can get through this wall. No one can break through this wall. In this world, there are a lot of people who are going to be able to promise a lot of things. They're going to promise you that they can take care of this or they can take care of that. But I'll tell you something. There is no one who can get through this wall for you. No one. Your friends can't do it. Everything that is on this wall cannot do it. Every sin that you commit, everything that you take hold of, everything that you chase, it's all part of the barrier that keeps you between you and God. And it keeps you hindered. It keeps you from praising God. It keeps you from living for God. And here is God wanting to have this relationship with you. And you just let this barrier stay there. You just let your friends influence you. You just let everything take control of you. It's time to give it up. Nobody can break through this wall. But I'm telling you something. It's time, guys, we begin to realize this about ourselves. It's time that we begin to realize what we're chasing after. It's time that we begin to realize nothing else is satisfying. Do you understand that? When you play a video game, does it satisfy you? Do you walk away? No. You just want to keep playing it more and more and more. You waste hours. You tell your mom, hey, just a little bit more. One more game. It's no big deal. I'm not singling out certain things, certain sins. What I am saying is that you're pursuing this over God. And every pursuit over God, hey, phones away. Just put phones away right now. Every pursuit over God, that's just sin, guys. Remember the 10 commandments, okay? What was the first commandment? Don't it? Yeah. No other gods before me. He meant that. And why do you think he meant that? Because he loves you. He loves me. And I can't chase other things because God is chasing me. I've got to let this go. I've got to give it up. I can't keep chasing everything else. Let me tell you, no amount of any relationship can take this feeling away. I know that you guys have this feeling when you're in a relationship. That's what's going to do it for you. That's what's going to mean something. It's not. And anything else that you chase, it's not going to do it. So if that was the end of the message, that would be really, really sad. No hope. But guys, there is one hope. One hope. One person.